all good fun.
Fabulous, and we're live. So, welcome if you're joining us. Very excited about today's guest and product that I use on repeat with our customers, but also with our own dogs. So, we're going to be talking to from LickiMat UK. Just before we go to that, just to let you know, if you don't know who I am, I'm Claire. I run Insight Hounds. I'm based in the Midlands, and I work only with sight hounds and specialise in X-racing greyhounds. And Sarah?
Yeah, good evening, everybody, and I hope you had a lovely weekend. I'm Sarah. I'm Barkshire Dog Training. I'm based in Reading, and I work with puppies from 8 weeks old and adult dogs that have maybe big emotions, but also big emotions when out on walks, and dogs who love to chase wildlife and maybe struggle on walks because of the environment that they're walking in. So it's lovely to be here this Monday evening. And Heidi, if you'd like to take a few moments to introduce yourself, we're delighted to have you here representing LickiMat.
Hi, yes, thank you so much. So my name is Heidi. I work at LickiMat UK. So for those that don't know us, LickiMat, we create a varied range of products for dogs, cats, other animals as well, to eat off for meals, treat time, training, that all kind of promote licking, essentially. Thank you so much for having me here today. I'm looking forward to chatting about everything to do with LickiMat.
Fabulous, thank you so much. If anybody has any questions as we're talking today, please feel free to pop those in the comments. I think, Heidi, we should maybe go back to the origin story of LickiMat. Let's go right back to the start before we get into the products, because I know we'll get excited about that bit. Let's find out where LickiMat originated from and began.
Yeah, so interestingly, LickiMat was founded in about 2014, 2015. And funnily enough, our first product was not a LickiMat. It was a product called the O Bowl. So we still have it today. So OOH stands for oral hygiene. Oh. And it's we have it in 3 sizes today, but it's essentially a dog bowl that's kind of got grooves or kind of raised kind of inserts on the inside of it. And it was, we kind of discovered that with the licking or dogs kind of eating their food out of these bowls, the licking on those grooves was kind of doing something to them. And we could see that it was kind of calming them down, but also kind of releasing some sort of endorphins and having an effect on them. And we kind of discovered that it was cleaning their tongue, so producing more saliva, which was just kind of naturally helping with fresher breath, healthier teeth and gums. So O stands for oral hygiene. So all about improving that oral hygiene. And we kind of went a bit further there. So those rubber inserts made us kind of realize the licking, and there's something more to that licking, and really calming that pet down. So from there, we then developed the LickiMat, which we have in, a whole different range of products. With different types of surfaces that all do different types of things. And also the kind of one of the main things for us as well is that all of our products are made from plant-based natural rubber, which is a really important part of our ethos and the products that we create. They're not made from silicone or anything like that, which could be potentially toxic if kind of chewed or consumed. But yeah, so funnily enough, the first LickiMat was an O Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. So you talked about like the different textures, and I think that's always an interesting conversation, because there are many LickiMats. My desk is piled with all sorts of different types and textures that do different things. Do you have kind of like a most popular or a favorite product that's used, or does that vary?
Yeah, I'd say, hands down, the most popular product is probably our Yogi Pot. It's probably the most, yes, thank you, Claire. Exactly, the Yogi Pot. I think it's an interesting one because you can obviously it can be used as for a meal. It can be used for a treat. You can pop it in the freezer. It's all about kind of that enrichment. It makes the meal or the treat quite exciting, but it's just that versatile thing as well. And, you know, I mean, my mum, she has Great Danes, and she uses the yogi pot with them, and she freezes it, takes it out, and they like lie down on the floor using the yogi pot. So yeah, I'd say the yogi pot's definitely our most popular product. The UFO is another really great one that people love. Wonderful.
Yeah. Here's one we made up.
Thank you. Yeah, 2 colors as well. Yeah, the UFO is great because it's got that lip around the edge. So it's all about no mess, catches all the food, and it's got the 7 suction cups on the back. So you can really, you know, it makes grooming much easier, traveling and things like that. So yeah, the UFO has been another very popular product of ours. And also, just to add as well, I think another product that's a little bit underrated is our keepers. So we have these keepers, and so they're essentially, you can put any of our LickiMats, the classic range or the tough ranges, inside the keepers, and it will kind of keep the mess in that contained area. But it's got rubber feet on it, so you can't, the bowl's not, or the keeper's not going to go sliding around the floor or anything like that. But it's really great for puppies or chewers as well, because it's just that little bit harder. They're not going to get into that.
Yeah, I've never heard of the keeper, so that's really interesting. I have to go and find out what that looks like and stuff.
Yeah, and it's great if you feed like raw food as well.
Yeah, and you mentioned the colours, because Claire and I have got an assortment of colours. Is there design behind the colours?
I mean, I think with LickiMat, we like to be a fun brand. We like to have fun with our products, and we like to have a bit of character there too. So we do have, I mean, depending on what the product is, we have a full kind of spectrum of products. In our classic LickiMats, I think off the top of my head, we have about 9 colors. So we have some more softer kind of pastel colors.
Yes.
And then we do have our bold and vibrant ones as well. It's really just a personal preference, but, you know, like I said, we like to be quite fun and have a bit of vibrance with all of our products as well. So yeah.
Yeah, well, I know when we were at the dog show, Claire, in last year, I know that you were changing some of the sizes, and Claire and I got a couple of the key rings that came out as well. So you know, they're coming in all shapes and sizes now, literally.
Yeah, the key rings are very popular.
Yeah,
they're really good. So I think that's one of the things I've found using them in everyday life. I think when I've worked with people, sometimes like, oh, I've got to use the whole LickiMat or put it all over, and they just want that little calming element rather than the dog to have a massive meal, especially if you're dealing with some of the smaller dogs.
Yeah,
I've got to admit, I've got quite into some of the ones a little bit smaller, like Freddie has these. Freddie's my whippet. He has these quite a lot, these mini ones. And they're really good. And those dogs that are just learning to lick and just starting to get into it, sometimes it can be less overwhelming than having kind of the bigger ones as well. And I'm finding that they've been really useful. I mean, a little bit. And Freddie loves his LickiMat. It's really good for kind of calming him down. But sometimes he's done other stuff, and I just want that little bit just to take that edge off.
Yeah.
Well, it can be really good for that.
It's great to hear as well, because we always recommend, especially when you're introducing a LickiMat, to always just start with a little bit in the middle and then work from there. But yeah, absolutely, it's great. The mini size is really perfect for either a small dog. My partner's family, they have chihuahuas, and the 2 chihuahuas, they share a little one, and it's so cute. Yeah, it's very sweet. But it works really well for treats and things. There's something that's a bit quicker rather than a full meal.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, you know, when you've got this one here, because it can go inside and out, you've then got the two textures, but you can have it upside down, so it feels a little bit different than the other one. So you can have it, you know, lying on the floor so the dog can get used to it until you actually turn it over, and then the dog suddenly goes, oh, is it wobbling? And one of the videos I put out promoting tonight's one was Manu with his head stuck in with the wobble, and all you can hear is him wobbling, you know, just really getting into it and stuff. You know, bless him. It's making the challenge much more harder.
I ended up with a wobbler. I had a lovely greyhound, Belle, and I used to put sardines on it and mush them in, but then she used to pick it up and carry it across the floor, and I'd end up with bits of sardine. So then I was like, I think we'll go for a wobbler next.
Yeah,
it was really nice because if they picked it up and carried it, the stuff stayed inside it rather than dropping bits.
Oh my goodness, Claire.
Yeah, I don't know if the yogi mat exists. I'm not sure if the yogi pot existed then, because I'm going way back, probably in the early days of when LickiMat first. Yeah, they were really helpful. For different textures do make a difference. So what's the science behind the different textures? Do you know, like you've got the raised ones, the square ones, and the triangles? I know you can put different types of food on them, but how does that work?
Yeah, so the Soother one there, so the Soother is, the orange mini, yeah, that's the one. So the Soother it's got those little kind of rubber bristles, in a way. And so we recommend for that one, like liquid foods, creamy spreads, runny things. And I mean, then it's kind of in the title. It's all about anxiety relief, calming, soothing. The Soother really does encourage the repetitive licking. Because, you know, dogs, especially cats too, but dogs, you know, they lick their paws, and it's a self-soothing thing. It's a calming thing. So the Soother is all about that anti-anxiety, that kind of stress relief, just finding that moment of zen for them and calming them down through that repetitive licking. So that's the Soother. And you'll probably see that in a large majority of our products. Like the UFO has that Soother texture. The Wobble as well has that Soother texture. Another product that we'll speak about later as well also has that. So it is a very kind of versatile product texture to use. The Buddy, which is the cross, it's got the cross pattern on it. And so for that one we recommend kind of wet foods, soft treats like pastes, a bit of maybe diluted peanut butter. And the Buddy is all about kind of introducing the LickiMat. So it's good for kind of beginners or a young dog, perhaps, getting used to it. So there'll still be a bit of a challenge for them because of the cross, but it's not going to frustrate them.
And then you get into your products like this one, where you've got all the different options.
Yeah.
You've got the multiple different variety, you know, you've got the Soother and the bigger ones and everything else, you know. Is there a reason why you get those kind of different sections together?
Yeah, I think it's just all about that, adding that kind of challenge, or again, it's all about the slow feeding and making the mealtime an interactive, enriching thing, or enriching moment for them. So kind of by creating the different areas of texture in a way, it's doing different things for them, and it's all about that slow feeding. And then the third texture that we have is the play date, is what we call it. So it's that's the one. The kind of deeper square pockets, and that's kind of the hardest texture. So we would recommend for that one, you can use like a chunkier food, like a kibble mixed with wet food, or something a bit kind of wet as well and liquid. And that's, like I said, it's for kind of those experienced users, all about kind of longer lasting meals.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you. It's nice to have the creativity behind them, reasons for them. So back to the licking and the soothing. I think this is something that comes again, and we're both hugely passionate about why we recommend the product so much. Like, licking is self-soothing for the dogs. It makes them feel great, and kind of talking about that in a bit more detail. But Sarah, I know you were talking about that just before we went live, and how often you use it. And I use it a lot with the ex-racing greyhounds that are new to kind of enrichment and doing that, and the success we've had with the LickiMats with those for really calming the nervous system and bringing the energy when they need it, and when they've just gone to pet life and some are adapt in 2 seconds and go, this is a little bit different, I just need a bit of reassurance. And that licking can make such a difference to bringing that emotional state down and helping with that reassurance.
Yeah, so I think from my perspective, what I see with my clients is people don't necessarily understand how natural it is for dogs to lick. And that's because one of the first things they do when they are born is lick to generate milk, right? And so it is so intrinsic for them to lick that sometimes when they're out and their emotions are high, whether it's through adrenaline to chase the squirrel that they've just seen, or emotional because of the environment they're in because they're not sure what's going on, or if it's a situation where they're just like super excited because they're going on a walk. There's so many different reasons why our dogs can be emotional, I think is the best way of describing it. What I find is that helping them understand that in those circumstances, Claire and I often get the question, well, my dog won't take treats in that, or play maybe not high in their priorities because there are so many other motivational things out there. And actually licking can be a way, and this links into the Simon's methodology, where actually if you want to get that connection, you want to help them focus on you, actually taking a minute, and it's important the duration of time is used. So a minute actually gets them to that state where if you watch your dog, you should actually start to see them closing their eyes. They get that almond eye shape, their body starts to shift, starts to relax a little bit more, and actually anything could pretty much go on around them and they should be completely focused on what's going on. And it just resets them in those environments and soothes them, so that actually you could, if you have a highly emotional dog, you can actually get a minute or two of training out of them, whereas you might not get that if you were in a position where you just kept trying to fight against the environment that you're in. And so for me, working in that situation, it's it's a beautiful experience, but it's so valuable. And I think a lot of people maybe don't understand the benefits of licking in that sense, and how it feeds into that our natural ecosystem of well-being and needs being met.
I think that there's so much, like, the power of licking, like there's so much there, and it really does, especially like you said, Sarah, just taking that minute to slow down or to stop entirely and to focus. I think if you do that and then have, for example, like a LickiMat in that, with just that small treat or something there, it automatically will just calm the dog down instantly. And it's why we do what we do. It's really rewarding to see that there's actual benefits to it. And we are seeing, it obviously being a great tool with trainers and things like that as well.
It's brilliant. It's interesting going back to the oral health breeds that I work with, more prone to dental issues and that sort of thing. So having the licking to help with producing more saliva to support the oral health as well is brilliant.
Yeah.
We've had a little comment come in from Debbie. Debbie runs Kids Around Dogs, and you're part of her sticker book this year. So she's got sticker books for Crufts for people to go around.
We are, yes. Actually, my stickers arrived today, so I look forward to bringing them for Crufts.
Oh, Debbie's brilliant, and we've had Debbie on as a guest. It's lovely. I suppose while we're on that topic, we should talk about Crufts, shouldn't we? Because we're all going to be at Crufts, which is very exciting.
Yes, ready for it in what, two weeks?
Yeah.
The countdown's on.
Yeah, the countdown is on. Yeah, it'll be good.
So,
we're looking forward to Crufts.
Where can people find you at Crufts? Where's your stand going to be?
So we are in Hall 4, stand 96. So we're kind of where we always are. But yeah, we have some new products. One of our newest products will be there, so we're bringing that. And yeah, we've got lots of other exciting things. We've got some limited edition goodies that people can buy on the stand. We've got some fun collaborations with some food brands on the stand, and obviously, you know, just generally lots of fun, excitement and energy that comes with crafts. But it's such an important show for us, and we love attending it because it's one of the few times we get to interact with all of the, you know, the thousands of attendees, but all of the pet owners and the pet households and everyone who just loves dogs and pets, you know.
Exactly.
It's very special, isn't it? And I always love your stand, as you can see. I'm a big fan of the bright colours, and it's always so colourful. And yeah, I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah, you can't miss us at Crafts, that's for sure.
Well, we'll make sure that we get to meet you in person then on Thursday when Clare and I are up there. I know Claire's there for the rest of the week, but yeah, it'll be good to see you, and then obviously Debbie as well, and there's lots of other great organisations that I know use LickiMats as well.
Yeah, so we're both there for networking, and then Friday we're in hands with the Greyhounds, which is in Hall 5 stand at 208. So that'll be wonderful. So we've talked about some of the obvious ways that people use LickiMat products. There are some less obvious ways. I know, for example, the Yogi Pot comes in really handy for kind of if you're starting to do muzzle training and things along those lines. And I've used it in those scenarios. But what other weird and wonderful ways do the products get used, Heidi?
Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, the Yogi Pot is obviously the first one that comes to mind. As you said, it's fantastic for muzzle training and just getting dogs used to that. Another one, and Sarah, you did kind of touch on it, but our wobble. So the wobble, obviously, it wobbles around, and that's kind of where it got its name from. But you can inverse it, so fully flip it inside out, and then you can apply the food on top. Yeah, there we go. And then you can stand it up, and then you get that textured surface on the outside of it. Yes, exactly. Thank you. And also we have our keepers, like I mentioned earlier. So the keepers classically are designed for our classic LickiMat or our tough range to fit inside of them. But also you can also fit our UFOs, our slow-mos, and the wobble inversed as well. So again, you can they also have a really great multi-function use or work with a whole variety of products. So that's always a nice kind of less obvious use for them as well. And we have, sorry, Sarah.
No, I'm just going to say, I think we're obviously a huge fan of dogs. That's what we do, isn't it? But I think when we were chatting beforehand, I can't miss the opportunity of you sharing how other animals are enjoying the brand.
Yes, well, we started as creating products just for dogs, and then we've now grown into cats as well. So we design products especially for cats and especially for dogs. But we have seen a mixture of other animals using them. We've seen horses using our big slow-mo XLs for slow feeding, and they've been really fantastic. And we've actually had quite a few different people send us videos of their horses using the slow-mos, which is great. We've recently had a few hedgehogs using our UFOs. So we had one guy tell me that he gets the UFO, puts it flat on the table, fills it full of all the mealworms, and then pops his hedgehog inside. And because it's got the lip around it, the hedgehog just is like going around in there for ages. And he's like, it's great because the mealworms don't run all across my table. They just stay in one little spot. So, and then funnily enough, we've seen lizards and not snakes, but lots of lizards at a reptile park in Australia. They were feeding their lizards off LickiMats as well.
Well, there you go. So if anybody who's watching this have got other animals other than dogs, then it's more versatile than you may realise.
Yeah, I think there's lots of animals that need slow feeding. So
yeah. The bigger slow feeders we haven't talked about, I've just got on here, but there's some that are in the dishwasher because Freddie does have his dinner off them. He had his dinner before this. But like these, and we've got the bigger version of, I know I've got custom, I use them myself, my dogs, but I've got the dogs were just eating their food so quickly, so they've been putting these on a raised environment. A lot of the sight hounds are raised surfaces, but putting them on a raised area, and it's really been helping with that, just like inhaling the food. The dog just kept inhaling its food, and it kept having a little coughing fit, and it hadn't got many teeth, so it just like go like a big vacuum. So they've put it on the LickiMat slow food, and it's made such a difference to her, bless her, and really helping her eat her dinner. But
that's
and
so great to hear. So that product, the bone shaped one, is called the Slow Dog, and that one is it's really great, and that one is like our specifically designed slow feeder, because it's quite deeper than the standard LickiMats. So
it is.
They physically cannot gulp the food up. They will have to lick it off. So it works with so many different types of food as well. So that one it's fantastic.
And I use them all the time.
And I think for the younger dogs, they're great for reinforcing crate time, especially for young puppies and things. I always make sure that they're supervised, so they're not left on their own with a LickiMat. But it's great for them to just feel soothed, and often, fingers crossed for the new puppy owners, have a little nap after they've been licking, because again it's calming and soothing. Then they suddenly realize that they've gone off to sleep, and the owners can actually have 2 minutes to actually go and have a shower, hopefully. and stuff. But they're LickiMats, so it spans all age and generations, doesn't it? It's really good.
You say that because the crate mat is a new product. When did that one come out?
So we just launched, it must have been in October last year, our new product called the Crate Mate. And it had been a while since we launched a new product, so everyone was desperate for something new from us. So we launched the Crate Mate in 2 sizes. So we have the standard size and then a mini size. And it's essentially your on-the-go LickiMat is how I describe it. So it uses the same technology as the UFO. So it's got the lip around the edge, so it's kind of no mess, kind of catches all the food. But interestingly, it's got adjustable straps on the back of it. So you can attach it, obviously, to a crate. So it's designed for crate training. So you can attach it to the crate. But also we've seen it used on grooming poles. So it's been really popular on grooming poles. We've seen it on dining table legs attached onto that. We've seen it on the back of so in the car, you can attach onto the back of the head seat. And it's also got 2 suction cups on the inside. So again, like I said, that on-the-go versatile kind of LickiMat. So you can stick it as well onto like car windows if you're just quickly in the need to put them in the bath or wash them. And for kind of vet visits and traveling and things like that. So, and it's been really well received. We're so happy with how people have been responding to them. We've seen them even on cat scratching poles.
Oh, wow.
There's a use for everything. So the Crate Mate's been really great. And so we will have that at Crufts they come in 7 colors, so we've got the full range.
And because it can't be moved around, it's much safer to leave it in the crate then, whereas the other ones, because they can come loose, that's why we recommend not to leave them unsupervised. But I guess with the Crate Mate, it's been designed specifically that you can leave it there securely. Great, really great.
And you can because of the adjustable straps, you can put it at the different height depending on obviously what breed of dog it is. And you're not leaving the bowl on the floor of the crate where they might step in it, or it just kind of goes everywhere. It's right there, and you can freeze them as well. So again, put whatever food it is you want to put on it, freeze it, and then they'll be in there licking that for much longer as well.
Brilliant.
It's the freezing element as well, and sometimes when they have it not frozen and frozen, the different textures and how that can make a difference. Great when we get those heat waves. I know at the time of doing this, it's like horrible wet weather, and we're in February. But I know I was using it a lot in the heat because you don't want to take the dogs out in temperatures. But appalling for them to do. It was
Yeah.
brilliant, and just constantly like freezing different things on the LickiMats in the freezer.
Oh yeah,
brilliant. Yeah,
definitely.
really good, really good. So I think we've covered a lot of different ways we can use the LickiMat products. Do you have your own favourite? Have you got one that you think is kind of?
Oh, that's such a tough question. Obviously, I mean, at the moment, like, I feel like I'm living and breathing the Crate Mate, because it has been just really popular, and it's been so interesting to see. Like, I was speaking to someone who thinks it will be really great for cats as well. So that's been just, and we didn't design it thinking of cats, but of course, like, it can be used for them too. I do also love we have a product. So I mentioned the keepers that we have, but we have one called the Outdoor Keeper, and it's essentially the same as our standard keeper. It fits all those products within it, but it's got a little like moat around the outside. So it's our anti-ant moat or anti-bug. So what you do, especially if you're feeding raw food, for example, or you're feeding outside, is quite good, because you fill the little moat with water, and it stops bugs from, or like little creepy crawlies, crawling into the food or kind of getting in there and things like that. So yeah, it's a product that I don't think people know a lot about, but I think it's quite an interesting one.
Yeah, well, definitely something I think in Australia that would be, with all you hear about all the bugs in Australia, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, in midwinter, I think we'd be worried that it's just going to freeze at the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Water in it, because the rain levels are, how many days have we had rain in the UK at the moment?
Yeah, I know.
That's really cool.
Would you have a recommendation? Somebody was like brand new to LickiMat, they didn't really think about it, and they were going to dogs a bit unsure, they want to introduce their dog to LickiMat. Would you have a product that you recommend as like a starting product?
Yeah, I would say I would probably go for a LickiMat Buddy. So I'd go for the Buddy texture.
And I'd crisscross.
Yeah, that's the crisscross. That's a really good like introductory texture surface. And you'll still get the benefits of kind of slow feeding, but they're not going to get frustrated with it. I'd probably go for a Buddy, and then I would also suggest one of our kind of like enrichment fun products. So either a wobble or a yogi pot, because then you get to see kind of like a bit of play as well. It's not just a treat or a meal. You're kind of making something fun of it as well.
Great. And even better, you very kindly give us, Claire, some discount codes. So we'll share that on the comments later. But that's really appreciated. So if people are, interested in getting some of these products and can't wait till Crufts if they're visiting, then they can get their hands on the LickiMats with a great discount. So thank you so much for doing that, Heidi.
Yeah, thank you. It's really appreciated. Yes,
no, of course.
Get kind. Thank you ever so much. And if people want to find you, obviously you're going to be at Crufts, but in the meantime, because you're the LickiMat UK as well, so just if people aren't too sure and they've seen LickiMat all over the place, can you just give people a little bit of information, just because you're in lots of different places, aren't you?
Yeah. So I mean, we were founded in Australia, actually, something I don't think I mentioned earlier. So we are an Australian company. We were founded there. And so we operate there. We operate in the UK, in Europe, South Africa, the US, in Asia. We're all and everywhere. But, if you want to drop us a follow on LickiMat, at LickiMat is our Instagram, or LickiMat.uk. And then obviously on our website as well, you can find all of our different products there too.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Heidi.
Thank you so much.
Really good.
Well, thank you so much for having me. And I look forward to meeting you both in person at Crufts and seeing everyone there.
We'll be there, if not to get a sticker for Debbie and her Kids Around Dog book.
And seeing the new products. I'm excited to hear about new products.
Definitely.
Yeah. And we have some new products in development that will be coming out hopefully soon as well. So stay tuned.
Yeah, I think I might be one of those with the trolleys at Crufts this year. I can see it now.
Yeah,
you just have to. It's impossible to go around without like picking lots of little things up.
Exactly.
It is.
Exactly.
No, we'll definitely be coming and seeing what we've got new, and probably increasing our stock. We have quite a lot, but as I say, the products are used on repeat.
No.
So much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you.